flaky, scaly tretinoin skin? No problem, I got you. I've mastered how to make your skin look great under makeup, even if you are purging. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Spieler, 30-year pro makeup artist. I broke up with tretinoin years ago. I've tried it off and on. Please don't tell me in comments, did you try this? Did you try? I tried it all. And I've been on TikTok religiously since 2020. I've heard every dermatologist, every esthetician, every skincare guru, every brand, you name it, I've tried it all. My skin just doesn't tolerate tretinoin. One thing I hated about it the most is if I just had like a normal desk job or teaching job or a nurse where I wore a mask, maybe I could have pushed through it. But when you're a pro makeup artist and you're this close to people's faces, I remember specifically a period of time where I was at ESPN and I'd be doing someone's makeup, mostly men, and I could see them staring at my face like right around here because I was scaly, I was red, I was flaky, and then I would try to put makeup on top of it. I don't know why, but I did. And it just looked unsightly and it caught people's attention and I'd catch them staring. So I was done. I revisited it again after 2020. Even retinols can be too strong. So my favorite product has been retinal with an A, or retinaldehyde is the name. It only takes one conversion rate to go to like a tretinoin strength, but it's a little more gentle. I'm going to get into my best of the year products in the month of December. So make sure you subscribe and check back often because I'm going to be doing the best skincare, the best budget skincare, the best Korean skincare, the best makeup, the best drugstore. And I'm excited to do that. But I recently, I'm with a telehealth provider, LEMD. I started microdosing GLP-1s in January. I've talked about this before. You can go back and look at my video in September. But they have a skincare product and it is tretinoin, but they put all this other stuff in it. And I loved it. The first time I used it, I'm like, why is my skin so gorgeous the night I put it on? And then I woke up the next morning and I was hydrated and plump and it felt firmer and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, did I just find my holy grail tretinoin? Well, I was smart. I waited a couple nights, tried it again, looked great, loved it so much I did it 2 nights in a row. Woke up to red, scaly, flaky skin. Have you been there? I was so mad at myself, especially because I had a huge campaign to shoot for a brand that next day, and my skin barrier was compromised, and I could not believe I did that. But it created for this teaching moment today. So here's exactly what I did to get beautiful skin so it looked beautiful on high def camera for a campaign the next day. First, I made sure that I was only using really gentle type essence or toner, nothing with actives, nothing with any type of AHA or PHA or BHA. So I did that after I gently washed my face. And when I washed my face, I took like a microfiber cloth and just did tiny little circles to try to get off any flakes. I did not want to use any acids. Baby your skin for days until your skin barrier is plump and pretty again. Then you want to go in with some type of like a thick, rich moisturizer that's made for barrier. This one is Rhode. This is their restorative cream for barrier. But I love the one by Kiehl's. I couldn't find that, but I love the Kiehl's barrier cream. I love Embryolisse. I love Cicaplast by La Roche-Posay. This is really nice. This is Velvet Biome Smoothing Silky Ointment from Peach and Lily. This almost feels like a moisturizer with a little bit of occlusive in it, almost like a Vaseline and moisturizer mixed. So that's what you want to do. And if you feel a little bit of burning or stinging, it's because your barrier is compromised. Like I'm feeling a little bit of burning, stinging right through here because I purposely did my new tretinoin 2 nights in a row to purposely get damaged skin to show you how I cover it. And I actually woke up to pretty great skin. I did. I was so mad, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. Okay. Once that's on, of course, if you're going to be outdoors, you have to put on SPF. If you have a damaged skin barrier because of tretinoin or retinol, you have to do a good SPF. So put that on. I'm heading into evening right now, so I'm skipping SPF right now. Okay. You already know. So I wear Vaseline every day of my life, okay, that I wear makeup. If I'm not wearing makeup, I don't use it. The number one question I get is, doesn't it give you milia? Not me. I'll tell you what gives me milia is really, really rich eye creams can give me milia, like maybe once a year, maybe twice a year. And I know it's from eye cream because I only get it here. Get this, because I've been using Vaseline for a year and a half, I haven't had one milia. Not one. Not one. So I think it's just ingredients that are too rich for us than necessarily Vaseline. Now, if you are acne prone, dermatologists say this is non-comedogenic. This will not clog your pores, but it's an occlusive. It's like putting saran wrap on your skin. So it could trap bacteria. So you have to be mindful of that. But this is just one of those days where you're just trying to get through without looking unsightly. Okay, so maybe you just do a little bit of Vaseline wherever you're compromised. For me, it's always around the nose and the mouth. I'm pretty good everywhere else. Sometimes I'll get flakes up here. And that 2 weeks ago I had tons of flakes, like for some reason around my eyebrows and temples. So we'll put a little up there. Anywhere where you have that scaly, flaky skin, you're gonna pat everything down. You're gonna pat it into submission with Vaseline. Does Aquaphor work? Yes, okay. But I recommend patting it on and not taking a stick and moving anything around. For those of you who are scared of Vaseline, even though it scores a 1, the safest rating on EWG.org, I literally bought Egyptian Magic. This is the second thing I've bought of this. I lost the first one. I'm so mad because I'm like, all right, let me test it against Vaseline. And then I bought Vaseline because someone told me, oh, this is like a healthier version. But it's got beeswax in it. So if you're a vegan, you can't use it. And this has a whole bunch of stuff in it. But I will tell you, I tried these. One day I tried this versus this. One day I tried this versus this. These aren't even close. Not even close. So we're not going to entertain these anymore. I don't think they work near as good. And like I said, this scores a 1 on EWG.org. Okay. So we've pressed everything into submission. Now we are going to take a tiny brush. We are not going to take a bigger brush. A bigger brush can actually, disrupt the skin that we just patted down. Okay. I had flakes on my face and I patted it down with an occlusive, and then I lightly went in with Maxine's Revenge. Now, those of you who follow me for Saint, I did not use Saint because Saint is a little bit thicker and that you kind of have to put it on with the brush. If you put it on with your fingers, then it kind of requires a lot of moving around. You can't do that with Tretinoin skin. So I have Maxine's Revenge French Face. You could even take a beautiful skin tint. This works too. You want something thin that's going to kind of even you out and cover you a little bit, but it's got to be thin. Thin is the key. There are a lot of skin tints out right now that are claiming to be skin tints, and to me, they are just marketing. They're really a foundation called a skin tint. A skin tint is meant to be very, very sheer. So what I did is I took light medium peach, okay? That little bit of peach will counteract the red, but keep your skin looking pretty. And I just, down the center of my nose, I'm fine. But everywhere else, do you see how I'm just patting it? So I take it and I just pat it. I'm patting it on with a little brush because then a little brush isn't going to lift off the Vaseline. A little brush isn't going to disrupt any of the flakes, okay? Now, Maxine's Revenge, a little goes a long way. It's a super concentrated skincare serum-like concealer. It's so good. So I'm going to take a little bit more, just like one little swipe. I'm going to go a little bit up here, a little bit around here. Also, a slightly deeper color will also help to hide any flakes. So just be mindful of that. Okay, but see how I'm just patting? Now, I took my fingers. I'm missing a couple nails. Did you see my nail video last week? These are going on 8 days. They are solid as a rock, but last night I was sitting on the couch watching TV and I picked those off. They weren't even loose. That's so stupid. I picked them off when they weren't even loose, but it is what it is. Okay, so do you see how I'm just lightly tapping it in? Use your fingers to lightly tap it in. I even was surprised with how great this came out. That's why I did Tretinoin 2 nights in a row hoping to damage my skin barrier for this video today, and it didn't work. Now, I could have done it 3 nights in a row and posted this late, but people kind of expect my videos on Saturday mornings, and I just didn't want to let people down, especially because the next few weeks my videos are going to be all over the place, different timing. And okay, so then I took light beige. This is my under eye color. I love light beige for under my eyes. By the way, Nikki LaRose just did a whole video on French face. I don't know if she did it on YouTube, but she did it on Instagram, and she loved it, and she did a wear test. You're welcome. Who's been talking about it for 2 years? Me. But I'll never have the following she does because she's young and beautiful. Older gals just don't get that same kind of following. Views are down. Wayne Goss said everybody's views are down on YouTube. He talks to some of the big YouTubers. People are freaking out about it. I'm just like, you know what? I love my audience. If I only get 1,000 views, then my gosh, that's 1,000 views. But see, they're used to like tens of thousands. I'm not. So I'm quite happy that anyone's here. But it helps me when you subscribe. Okay, now, I wasn't at all flaky on my jawline. So you can take a bouncer, a blender, but not too damp. If it's too damp, it's going to make everything ball up and pill. Okay, so I just did a little bit, and then I go in with my fingers to pat it all under the eye. Okay. Now let's look at this real close up. Oh my gosh. Stunning. Stunning. And it doesn't crease. Your foundation, your concealer, whatever you're using is going to look so beautiful all day. It never creases here in my marionette lines. Why? Because this fills in the nooks and crannies, and then the makeup floats on top of it, and it all just stays on the surface. It fills in pores, so you're never going to get those polka dots, especially because we go a little bit deeper. The minute you see polka dots, it means your makeup's too light. Okay? Now, this part's important. The less makeup and the less layers we put on our face, the better. But I am going to use just the tiniest bit of bronzer just to give myself some dimension. And usually at the top of the forehead, we're not really flaking up there. It's different for everyone, of course, but just that little bit, okay? I like to take a little bit on my nose because if I go into the sun, I get color on my nose. And then I'm doing a little tiny bit of bronzer. It's really bronzer, but we'll say bronzer because it does give us a little bit of dimension. See that little pretty bit of dimension? I have not tried hot rollers since I cut out my 8 inches off my hair, so we'll see how this looks today, but I suspect it's gonna be pretty glamorous. We'll see. I'll show you at the end how it came out. Okay. Ooh, I shouldn't have gone over there with that. I told you not to do that, and I did it. So sometimes do as I say, not as I do, okay? Now, this is going to be hard for some of you because I really think you cannot powder. The minute you put powder on, you're going to show all the flakes and the scaling. I'm going to do the tiniest bit of blush. I love a liquid blush. Normally, I would put this on with a brush, but again, we're dealing with tretinoin skin, so we're just going to lightly pat it on. Just pat. We're patting. We're doing a lot of finger makeup today, a lot of patting, because we don't want to lift off. A little on the nose, a little up here. But that looks cute. That feels nice, right? And then I want to put the tiniest bit of bronzer in my crease, just to give my eyes a little dimension. And also, if you have on mascara, maybe a little eyeliner, it'll take attention, like if you play up your eyes a little bit, it's gonna take attention off what's going on down here, okay? People look at eyes when they talk. So if you play up your eyes a little bit, you should be okay. It's just a few days while we baby our skin and let all that flaky and scaly and red go away. It's just a compromised barrier, but we'll get that barrier back by just really babying our skin. Now to take this makeup off at night, I would definitely use a cleansing balm and massage very, very carefully. Use a soft microfiber cloth to remove it all, and then you're not going to disrupt your barrier, okay? But that's the look. Now, if you if you absolutely have to powder because you're like, Michelle, I have to powder, I just have to powder. Maybe you're oily, I get it. You could take the tiniest bit of powder. By the way, this is our CMA. It's in every pro makeup artist kit and every TV and film I've ever worked on. So you can take a little bit on I think the forehead tends to look greasy. You could do maybe a tiny bit on the sides of the nose and cheek, but you're gonna have to be careful here because for some reason, this is the skin membrane that the tretinoin really likes to wreak havoc with and really makes it look just so unpleasant, so unsightly. Okay? All right, be back. Okay, and there you have it. You have luminous skin. The Vaseline will, for the most part, matte down the flakes, and I had flakes that day. I don't today, but I did that day, and I was just so upset. And then, you know, it helps to have kind of a deeper peachy skin tone to cover any redness and also to cover any flakes. You don't want to go too light. And if you go too light, it's going to show the flakes. It's going to show all your texture, all your dryness, all the scaliness. You can go a little lighter around the eye, but don't go lighter than your skin. So this is light beige. It works great. I can do a little light color in my temple. I could do a little light color right here, but maybe the jawline, I go a little bit lighter for my neck, but I do go a tiny bit deeper. And then my under eyes are just perfection. It's just perfection. It's just, there's zero creasing, and there will be zero creasing in 8 hours when I take it off, okay? So there you go. I hope that helps. You want just a really, really thick restorative type cream and Vaseline, and be very oh so gentle when you're washing and cleansing your face at night. And then don't forget, you just need some kind of a thin skin tint that kind of covers and helps with the redness, but doesn't accentuate all your texture, all your flakiness. And I hope that helps. Okay, and how fun is my hair? It's all big and bouncy, and it took no time at all to roll, and then I just leave it in while I do my makeup. Okay, so I hope that helps. By the way, today I have on Lashify, they are having a 30% site-wide sale. I'm not an affiliate, so I'm not going to post a link, but if you go to Lashify, I love their truffle, or their, not chocolate. Chocolate's a lighter brown, but they have truffle, or I think truffle I like, or maybe, I don't know, just go see. I don't like the lighter browns, but I like the dark brown because they're softer than black, but they still have great depth. I haven't found anything I like as well as Lashify. These have been on since Tuesday morning, and it is now Friday night. And so I feel like they stay on the best, and I cannot feel them, and I don't feel them when I sleep. So they're the most comfortable. 30% off. It's a great time to try them, and they sell bundles right now. So they'll give you like 4 or 5 different sizes, plus a glue, plus like one of their, let's see. Well, one of their little tweezers, which I don't see right now because I put it away, but they're, oh, here it is, hold on. They'll give you like a whisper like glue, and then they give you one of their little, not as, these are their more expensive ones, but they give you one of these. Anyway, I thought it was worth mentioning because I love Lashify. There's nothing prettier. And then I'll put the link for Maxine's Revenge. She does free color matches on her website. And I think that's it. I hope that helps you with your tretinoin skin. I'll be back to talk about my tretinoin probably in the next few weeks in my top skincare of the year, because I am blown away by this tretinoin. It's a prescription, and it's costly the first time because you're paying a $49 doctor's fee. But then after that, I don't have to pay that anymore. And it is so good. It is so good. I'm so excited. The best skincare is the one you are excited to use, the one that you stick with, right? Okay. Love you. God loves you. Bye for now.